So interesting going back that far in time, like 1492. Welcome bitches, one and all, to My Action 2, Season 2, Episode 9 of the Vampire Diaries, Katerina. Now, last time we were introduced to the new character Rose, who is currently at the Salvatore house, so I assume we're going to be seeing more of her. She is an old vampire. Well, I don't know if that counts as old. I would say very old, considering the vampires we've come across before. And she has a lot more knowledge about the vampire history. I don't know if she knows more than Stefan and Damon, or Stefan and Damon just never shared it with us. We were also introduced to the idea of the originals, and we met our first one, who was Elijah. And they seem to be a bit different than normal vampires, because when he was staked and he went grey and it looked like he was fully dead, he still came back later on. So I'm interested to find out more of them, but with the episode titled Katerina, I assume we're going to be finding out more about Catherine, which I'm very excited for. So yes, with that said, let's go. Are we seeing her be born? Okay. Is this the continuation of her family line that we heard about? Because Elijah thought that all of her family were dead. Oh shit. Father? So I would assume she's not a vampire at that point then. So she was about, what, Elena's age in 1490?
Elijah was the Easter bunny compared to Klaus.
Huh.
He's a foot soldier. Klaus is the real deal.
Klaus is known to be the oldest.
So he's the oldest vampire ever?
Let me grab my stuff. I'll go with you.
It's okay. I know where it is.
Oh, that was like a punch in the heart. Oh, Bon.
Here, I got it.
Oh, Jeremy and Bonnie again.
What are you doing later? You want to hang out at the grill, shoot some pool when it runs the table?
Oh, Jeremy, you sly little fox.
It's just you're Elena's brother, and sure.
Hell yeah.
It's just I'm really bad at pool.
Yeah, I thought you might be.
Hey, excuse me. Do you guys know which way's the office?
Oh, do we have a new guy?
My name's Luca.
I'm Jeremy. This is Bonnie.
How you doing? Hi, Bonnie.
Anyway,
Oh,
Luca.
that was a weird look. Do they have history, or are we about to see a jealous Jeremy?
Can't believe I'm agreeing to this. I'm a terrible liar and keep Stefan busy. I don't want him knowing what I'm up to.
What are you doing, Elena?
Why don't you want Stefan to know? Because he would never be okay with me doing this.
I mean, for good reason, Elena.
She's the only one who knows the truth about Klaus. The only one who can tell me how to stop him.
But you're asking for the truth from someone who's probably never given it.
Exactly.
Sure about this.
Exactly. You cannot trust anything that comes out of her mouth. Oh, Catherine. How long has she been without blood, though? Is she even going to be coherent?
I'll be okay from here.
Elena? Oh. Have you got blood for her?
As long as I stay on the side of the door, she can't hurt me. Please.
Just make sure you do stay behind that side. You know how manipulative this woman can be?
I want you to tell me about Klaus.
Oh.
You've been busy. I also brought you this.
Oh, Elena. Give it to her in little bits.
You have the Petrov fire. More blood?
Careful, Elena.
My family, your true ancestors, they disowned me. My indiscretions were not tolerated at that time. I had a baby out of wedlock.
I was thinking that that's what that was.
My baby was given away. I was banished to England. It was there that I caught the eye of a nobleman named Klaus.
Did he turn her? Is Klaus who turned Catherine?
Katerina!
Elijah.
I know you're near. I can smell your blood.
So they were vampires at that time then?
There's a cottage. You'll be safe there. Go now. Go.
Is that Klaus?
What did Klaus want? Same thing that he'll want from you. He wants to break the curse by sacrificing the betrothed doppelganger.
Oh shit.
He wanted to drain every single drop of blood from my body.
Jesus Christ. Well, good luck, Elena.
Oh, please don't tell me you're crying because your buddy Trevor lost his head.
You've always been the sensitive.
It's a little vampire switch. You can just, for this very reason.
Yeah, you switch yours, I'll switch mine.
Is that a dig?
It's an observation.
Being in love with your brother's girlfriend must be difficult.
Oh shit, Rose.
I need to talk to you. Where are you going?
Well, Elena went home sick. I just want to go check up on her.
No.
You know what? Of course you are. Go ahead. You know what? We can talk later.
Nice manipulation, Caroline.
Talk about what?
I might have done something.
She can talk about Tyler.
Told Tyler I'm a vampire.
Yep, there we go. Good way to distract him, use the truth.
The doppelganger was created as a way to be able to undo the spell. Once a doppelganger reappeared, the curse can be broken.
Okay.
So you ran before he killed you. Something like that.
Did she get turned? And once you're turned, like, the curse doesn't really work. Which would be interesting Elena-wise, because she could get turned.
Please, help me.
I don't invite strangers into my home.
Trevor, he said that you'd help me.
Oh.
Always making promises I don't want to keep.
I'm so dumb. That was Trevor. Okay, that makes a lot more sense then. I was like, why the fuck is Klaus helping her? The fact that Trevor did that and that's why he died. And then this is where Rose comes in. Okay, interesting.
Let the girl in. Bring her water and something to eat.
I was going to say, is this woman human and is under her control?
People do not escape from Klaus. Everyone who tries ends up back in his grasp, and anyone who helps them dies.
Oh, shit.
At nightfall, I will bring you back to Klaus and beg him to show us both mercy.
Well, fuck. So interesting going back that far in time, like 1492.
He's here. He's always here.
Good. If you were setting me up in any way, I will rip your heart out and shove it down your throat.
I don't think she is.
Something I'm very good at.
You are very good at that.
I'm older than you and stronger. Don't get on my bad side.
You're practically a child to her, Damon. Never really thought about that. When you think of age ranges, like you compare a 18-year-old to someone in their 80s, there's going to be a difference in knowledge simply based on time. But do you ever get to a point where that is maxed out? Like, is Rose smarter than Damon? Or do you hit your max at like 100 years old and then they're all just the same? It's just one stronger than the other. You know what I mean? Like, does intelligence max out? Or wisdom? Does wisdom max out? It's an interesting concept.
Whoa, what about the sunlight?
Double paned and tempered. UV rays can't penetrate. You see the appeal now?
Okay.
I want you to meet
Damon Salvatore. Turned 1864, Mystic Falls by Catherine Pierce, aka Katerina Petrova.
Okay, you have a lot of information.
It's nice to meet you.
So who is this man then? Slater.
Maybe. Where's Trevor?
Ah, that's yeah.
Rose never ended up taking you back to Klaus, did she? Not because she had a change of heart.
I'd rather die than go back to Klaus. If you die, then Trevor dies with you.
Oh shit! So it was her fault. So someone kills Catherine then.
The Klaus sees the honor in returning that girl to him.
He will sacrifice.
Is the knife there?
I love her, Rose.
He'll kill you.
Oh, Trevor. Is Catherine about to like slit her own throat or something? Or did she just run? Oh shit!
Klaus needed a human doppelganger. His vampire was no longer any use to him.
You smart little cookie.
Didn't really escape. You've been running from Klaus ever since. I underestimated his spirit for vengeance.
Yeah. So from that point, so ever since she's been a vampire, the entire time she's been one, she's always been on the run. She's never known a life of peace, which would explain her manipulative ways, but still, you can't look over something like that. But like she was saying, you may have stopped him from being able to break the curse, but by doing that, you have become public enemy number one, and he's going to kill you anyway. Like, he's not just going to be like, ah, fair's fair, off you go. Like, you fucked with his plans. He's not going to let you live.
What did you do, Katerina?
You know what she did.
Klaus will see our role in this.
And for that, I'm sorry.
As am I for this.
Oh, shit.
Rose and Trevor spent the last 500 years running because you used them.
Yeah.
Trevor just got killed. I never thought he would have lasted that long.
Wow.
I was looking out for myself, Elena. I will always look out for myself.
I mean, she has a high skill of self-preservation, that's for sure.
Are you mad?
Yes, Caroline. As a matter of fact, I am a little mad. I mean, you put yourself at risk if Damon finds out.
But you're not going to tell him, are you?
No, of course not. He would kill you.
Yeah, yeah.
Why are you such a good friend to me?
I don't know. I guess you remind me of someone. My best friend.
Aww.
You have a friend?
Had.
There's a full moon coming up, and Tyler's totally freaking out about it.
Yeah, you need to figure out what to do about that.
Hey, Bonnie. I would like to introduce you to my dad.
Dr. Martin. Jonas Martin. It's nice to meet you, Bonnie Bennett. Would you like to join us?
Oh, I'm meeting a friend, but he's not here yet. So.
Why do I feel like Jeremy's going to show up, see Bonnie with him, and then leave?
I knew some Bennetts when I did my residency in Massachusetts. Do you have any family from Salem?
Actually, I do.
Uh-oh.
What do you know? Small world, right?
Well, I mean, we all know what that means. This man has information that Bonnie may be a witch. Which, who the fuck are you, mate? And why are you here? That's my question. You don't just move from somewhere like Louisiana to a little small town. So has he come here for a reason? Who knows?
It's nice to meet you, Dr. Martin.
I will see you at school.
Yeah.
I do not like this man's energy. Human? Okay. Touch the dad, though, Bonnie. Touch the dad. I want to find out what the fuck he is.
Slate's been in college since '74.
When I was turned, I have 18 degrees, 3 masters, and 4 PhDs.
Jesus Christ.
I respond to a personal ad that gets sent to somebody who knows Elijah, who's dead.
Ah.
That's where my connection ends.
Well, fuck. Is it Elijah? It's Elijah, isn't it? Why do you need coins? Yep. Yeah, I thought he was there as well. Oh, fuck. Well, good luck, guys.
Okay, now I'm leaving.
Wait,
No, Caroline, you have 2 seconds to come clean.
what do you mean?
I'd believe the whole innocent act a little bit better if I didn't know how good you were at providing a distraction on demand. Where's Elena?
I can't tell you.
You can't tell me.
No.
She's not in any danger. I would not have let her put herself in danger.
Put herself in danger where?
What do you think, Stefan?
She's with Damon, isn't she?
No.
No.
Then where is she?
Think harder, Stefan. Who could she be around right now?
I am your friend, but I'm also Elena's friend, and I'm sorry. But I'm not going to tell you where she is.
Yeah. You can't play the friend card when she's friends with the other one as well. Oh, Stefan. That's so annoying because I really did love seeing Caroline and Stefan together. I love their vibe together.
500 years in the run, I figured maybe he'd be willing to strike a deal.
So you got Mason Lockwood to find you the Moonstone.
Right again.
What else is needed to break the curse?
A werewolf, I assume.
It's not just me or the stone, is it?
You need a werewolf because why can you break one curse when you've only got the vampire part?
Witches and their spells. So many ingredients, so many people to sacrifice.
So you have to sacrifice the werewolf as well.
Believe it or not, they're hard to come by.
What else? A witch to do the spell?
Bonnie?
What else?
Vampire.
Caroline.
Oh my god. That makes so much sense that you have a vampire, a human, and a werewolf. It's like all the core parts. Of course you would need all of that to break the curse. Interesting. You little bitch. Well, we're not losing Caroline and Elena, so something's gonna happen.
So you were gonna just hand us all over to be killed?
Elena, do you not understand who you're talking to? Like, I don't think any of us are surprised by this information.
Here's what I don't get. Elijah moved around during the day, which means the original people knew the secret of the day ring. Now, why would Klaus want to lift the curse of the sun and the moon?
Yeah.
To keep the werewolves from lifting it. If a vampire breaks the sun curse, then the werewolves are stuck with the curse of the moon forever, and vice versa.
Okay.
Awesome doesn't even begin to describe it.
Oh my god, he's literally listening. Fuck.
The sun? Well, I can make that happen if you help us.
Shit. Shit. That is a sick idea though, let's be real. That is smart. Pull her out, Damon. Jesus Christ.
You're gonna be okay.
I know.
Who's behind that?
I don't know. Where's Slater?
I open right now. Who the hell knows?
He's not behind this. He's a good guy. He wouldn't betray me.
Then who did it?
It's Klaus. Don't you understand?
Interesting. I'm sorry, but Bonnie and Jeremy are so fucking cute together.
I'm sorry about earlier. My dad, he's not very subtle. He doesn't like for anyone to know, but we were both worried that you would nail us.
Oh shit. So witches don't have to be women then?
He just wants us to fit in here. For once.
I was wondering this the whole time because we've only seen Bonnie, her ancestor, and her cousin, who are all women.
Well, we prefer the term warlock.
Okay. So they do have gender terms then?
Elena.
Oh shit.
Stefan, Caroline told you.
No, she kept your secret, but it didn't take long for me to figure out what was so important that you'd have to keep it from me.
Yeah.
Whatever she said to you is a lie. Do not listen to her. She is a liar, Elena.
What if she isn't? You didn't hear what she said.
She's always out for her own gain, but I don't know what she would have gained from any of that.
There's nothing you can do, Stefan. I haven't even told you the best part of the story.
Oh no. She went back home? Oh my god, did she kill her family? Or is her family already dead? Did Klaus send people? Shit.
No, Mama.
Shit.
He killed them. My entire family. Just to get back at me for running. Whatever you do to escape Klaus, he will get his vengeance.
That makes a lot of sense for Catherine's character.
There's nothing you can do to stop it. Unless, of course, you have this.
Oh.
Let me guess. You want to trade that stone for your freedom? Hmm? You manipulative, psychotic bitch.
Freedom? I don't want my freedom. Because when Klaus shows up to kill us all, and he will, I'll be in the tomb where no vampire will enter because they can't get out. I'll be the safest psychotic bitch in town.
Oh my god. I don't even know how to process everything that happened this episode.
You're right to fight it. The way you feel about it.
And why is that?
Because if we want to survive, we need to not care about anyone.
Yep.
It might just be time to turn the switch off on your emotions.
I will if you will.
Don't do that. Oh, Jeremy. You gotta feel for him.
I wanted to know the truth, and I got it. It's not just me that's in danger. I can't blame anyone else anymore. Because it's not because you came into town or because you and I fell in love. That's not why everyone that I love is in danger. It's because of me. Everything is because of me.
It's not your fault, my darling. Even though you're part of the curse, it's not your fault. It's not like you've asked for this. You're as much of a victim of it as anyone else. She turned the switch off. On, I mean. Yeah, she's having an emotional reaction to that.
It's a lie, you know. There's no switch you can turn off. Sure, when you're a newbie, but after a couple 100 years, you just have to pretend.
Really? Interesting. That's cool.
Rose?
Slater, are you okay?
Yes, I took off. I'm sorry. I was friggin' freaked.
Why do I feel like Elijah's about to grab you, mate?
You can destroy the curse, but you need the moonstone.
How? What do you mean? I don't follow.
Well, can your friend get the moonstone? You need it.
You're gonna die, mate. Either that or Elijah's got him to get the moonstone for him.
What next?
We need a witch. Get the moonstone. A witch should be able to figure out the rest. Good luck, Rose.
I think he's been put up to that.
Very nicely done.
Yep.
Thanks. I have a degree in theater. How can you compel me? A vampire can't compel another vampire.
I'm a special vampire.
Ah.
Well, because you're an original?
Interesting.
Now, I want you to take this and drive it through your heart.
Oh.
Was it really?
Oh, fuck.
Had to be done.
You twat.
He delivered his message. Won't be long now.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I knew the dad had evil intentions. Whenever they introduce a character like that, you just know it's for the wrong reason. Fuck's sake. Right, we got a lot of information. So we started off in the past where we saw Catherine's baby being born. And we knew that from Elijah, they believed that her entire family line was dead. Now, I thought that that was because they didn't know she had a child. But it's more than that, because at the end, we found out that Klaus had actually gone and murdered her entire family line. He had literally gone in, killed every mother, father, killed all cousins, brothers, relatives. Like, I don't know who she had, but there were a lot of people in that house that were dead. So they must have been under the impression that they got everyone. I don't know why they wouldn't have compelled the father or mother to tell them if there were any more. You know what I mean? Like, why did they just kill everyone? Why didn't they say, is this the end of the line? Is all of your family here? You know, because that would have been the smarter thing to do. But moving on. We had the scene with Rose, Damon, Stefan, and Elena where they were discussing Klaus and the originals. And we found out that while Elijah is an original, Klaus is the oldest. And Klaus is the original vampire. Like, he is the first ever vampire recorded in history. So once again, I'm so excited to meet him, see what he can do, see who he is as a person. Like, is he evil like everyone says, or is there something else to him? Is he a better person? And is there a miscommunication? Is Klaus really the one behind all of this? Because we've been under the impression that he is, and Elijah has said that he is, but I don't know. When you hear so many stories about someone, it makes you think what really is the truth. And they said that this episode, a lot of it is fiction. A lot of it is just things thrown throughout history, whereas no one truly knows what Klaus is like. Now, we then moved on to Elena recruiting Caroline to try and keep Stefan busy and keep her away from Elena because Elena is going to talk to Catherine, which, granted, that was the smart thing to do in terms of if Stefan did find out that Elena was there, he would be running there instantly. He would not let her speak a word to Catherine. So in terms of trying to speak to Catherine alone, that is what you needed to do. And like even Stefan said, Caroline is a good person to keep people distracted. She's well versed in the art. Now, while at the tomb, Elena did say that it would take, 10 to 20 years for you to actually fully have your body shut down. Now, that just makes me think, what were the tomb vampires doing that whole time? Like, they had years together. Were they just laying still and slowly their body shut down? Or were they able to walk around for a few years? You know what I mean? Like, what did they do? You would have been driven crazy. So it's insane that they were all up and about last season at the end. Like, you would just think they would have gone insane after that amount of time. Now, while there, we start to get a lot of history from Catherine. I'm just going to go all the way through it instead of keep going to the bits they went in the episode. So Catherine was running away from Elijah because Elijah was obviously working for Klaus and trying to get Catherine back because they were going to perform the ceremony. Now, she took with her the moonstone. Trevor came along and helped her, and we then found out that Trevor actually loved her, which I don't know if she actually did, because when she ran from there, got to the cabin, Rose helped her and everything, we found out that her plan the whole time was to become a vampire. Now, was that her plan the whole time? Was it that she was running to that cabin, she was running, getting help from Trevor, making him fall in love with her, all of her usual antics, just to get him to turn her, or what? It could have been that she was trying to get him to turn her, but then things sped up, so then she ran away, he sent her there, she tried to kill herself, that didn't work, so then she changed her plan. I don't know, but having a man fall in love with Catherine and doing something that helped her is definitely her MO, so I wouldn't put it past her for that whole time to have been setting that up, but guess we'll never find out fully. So from that moment on, from 1492 was it? Or 1442? I believe it was 1442. From that moment on, Trevor and Rose were on the run because of Catherine. That is insane. And that is when Catherine turned. So Catherine turned by Rose's blood. So they're very linked. Jesus God, it's so incredible to have all the backstory of Catherine now. We actually found out where she was born, who her family was. We found out who turned her, when she got turned. Like, we've just been given all of this information. I love it. Now, it seemed as though even back in the day, Elijah was doing Klaus's bidding. You wonder what control he has over Elijah. Why is Elijah so dedicated to Klaus? Is it simply a family bond? Because we did find out that the originals are a family. So is it simply a family bond, or is Klaus able to compel Elijah? Because we know that Elijah can compel other vampires because he's an original. Is it the originals can do that, or is it simply because they're so old that they can do that? I would think it's because they're originals, but like Rose said later on about the switch turning on and off, I'll get to that later. It seems as though things change over time for vampires. So it could simply be that they're so old that they've been able to develop the skill, or it is just because they're originals. I can't really make a hypothesis on it because I don't know how the originals came to be. So in the next scene, we came across Slater, who brought up an interesting topic of he's been going to school since he was turned, and he has 30 PhDs or something, whatever he was talking about. So it's interesting the idea that what do you do with your eternity? Because evidently Damon and Stefan haven't done much. They may have learned stuff, they may have done stuff in the past, but it doesn't seem like they've done much to progress their future, especially Damon, because Damon was even taking the mick out of Stefan for going back to high school again. So the idea of what would you do with your eternity? If you were to live forever, what would you start doing? How would you fill your time? It's an interesting concept. And going to school multiple times to learn multiple things, I think I would do that. I think I would try and learn as much as I can and try and be the best possible person I could, because especially if you're feeling like a monster, someone who attacks human beings for their blood, I think the delving into the world of academics is definitely something that will keep you occupied. Now, this guy did seem really nice. He had a lot of knowledge because he knew whose Damon was. He knew when he was turned and where. So he obviously is a knowledge gatherer. You wonder whether he has this knowledge because he has looked Damon up specifically, or he has a lot of connections, because we did find out he has a lot of connections, and he simply just gathers information on everyone. Like, he is an information hoarder because he likes academics, he likes learning things. So it would make sense if he is very interested in who vampires are, where they are, who specific people are, you know? So we then moved on to the scene in the restaurant where Caroline was trying to distract Stefan, and I'm sorry, their vibe and their energy together, I love it. I love it so much. They're so cute together. And it did give me Lexi vibes. Like, I know Stefan said it as well, but seeing how Stefan was behaving with Caroline was definitely how we saw him behave with Lexi, which was a very fun, nice Stefan. I don't know how to describe it. Because Stefan a lot of the time feels on edge. He feels very defensive a lot of the time. So to see him relaxed is the big thing. That is what it was. It was a relaxed Stefan, which we don't get a lot. Now, I would be very happy for them to remain friends. Like, I'm happy with the situation as it is. However, with Elena and Stefan now not together, I am not against the idea of Caroline and Stefan getting together. Because I don't know. I love Caroline so much, and Stefan is a good guy. You cannot deny that Stefan is a good guy. He may have done stuff in the past. He may have problems with blood and everything, but he is a good guy, and I would not be against him being with Caroline, you know? But who knows? Maybe in the future, but at the moment, I think it's too raw with Elena. Now, in the same scene, we met Luca and his father, Jonas, which we then later found out were actually warlocks. Now, this is something I've been wanting to know for so long, because the term witch is a predominantly female-gendered term in a lot of entertainment. So I've constantly wondered, is it only women? Like, are only women witches? Because we always hear it. We never hear warlocks. We've never heard the term warlocks in the Vampire Diaries. We've always heard witches' spells, witches crafty. You know, like, it's always the term witch that's used. So on that, is it also a predominantly female species? Like, are witches always female and then sometimes there are males? But then it's interesting to have a father and his son both be magical. Because we know that Bonnie's father wasn't, and Bonnie's father was the son of her grandmother, obviously, and her grandmother was a big witch. So you wonder, is it Bonnie's father's hatred for witchcraft and him not trusting it that has kept him from it? Or does it skip genes? Does it skip generations, you know? It's an interesting concept to think about. But moving on, we did have Elijah come along, and I was wondering what he was doing with those coins for so long. And the fact that he had that plan with the coins to throw them at the window, but was still staying there just to listen in and just to gather intel. Because I always forget about vampire superhearing. I always forget about it. I don't know why I forget about it, but I do. Because we never really see it used as much. It's not used as much as you would think it's used as much, but it might be, except we as the audience aren't shown it enough. And I think that's why my brain forgets sometimes. But to see him standing there just so casually, getting all the information from them, they're none the wiser, giving him every last piece. And then when he's finally done, threw the coins at the window, which that is so smart. So fucking smart. Because even if you have that glass, and it's very interesting, that glass that blocks the UV rays out, it's like modern technology being used to help vampires without people intending it to do, you know? But as I was saying, for a vampire to, even though you have that glass, To be in a building that is so open, and if that glass breaks or anything, you're fucked, it's still risky. I wouldn't trust it. If I was a vampire and I was sitting in there, it's all light, but the only way for the sun to get in is these big glass windows, and you know that glass shatters easily. I wouldn't trust it. I wouldn't trust it at all, but they did, and they were sitting there chilling. So Elijah broke the window, made them burn. Very smart move, but when you're that old, you're going to be smart. You're going to have tactics. So I'm not surprised by it. Now, I am a bit annoyed that Rose and Damon didn't find out that it was Elijah, because we now still have the issue of them thinking he's dead and them thinking that it was just Klaus sending someone. So I hope soon that they find out so that they can start piecing together the idea that the originals are different. The originals have other powers, because as we saw later on, Elijah was able to influence Slater to call people. He was able to influence him to kill himself. And the fact that a vampire can do that, the fact that an original can do that is scary. But you do wonder, because Slater was a very new vampire, wasn't he? They said 74 that he was changed. I could be wrong on that, but 1974 would only be, 40 years? Even less when the show came out. So is it because he was so young that he was so able to be influenced? Because when we saw Elijah in the previous episode, when he was fighting Damon, Stefan, and Rose, you would think that he would influence them. Why would he not compel them? So either it was just because he didn't want to, or he didn't see a tactical advantage, or he didn't get the chance to, or it's because Slater was so young. Now, we later saw the scene where Catherine discovered her entire family had been murdered. And a lot of this episode has made me understand Catherine a lot more and understand why she does things. And Rose even said it later on as well. When you are trying to survive, when your only drive for this many years has been to survive, you're not going to care about people. You're not going to want to care about people, because the second that you do, you are more influenced to stay in one place, and you're a lot weaker. You're a lot more vulnerable, because if someone takes or attacks or hides something that you care about, you're going to want it back, and you're going to be a lot more open to doing something for them to get that back. So it's definitely a weakness. So you understand why Catherine did that. But with all of that said, the fact that Catherine, before she had been turned, her plan was to basically fuck over Trevor and Rose. You wonder if that was just Catherine from the beginning. Is Catherine like that? Is that just how she is? But then when being turned to a vampire, that could have been amplified. Her manipulative tendencies could have been amplified. So that's why she's this way, you know? It's just like, it explained a lot of things why she is that way this episode, but it doesn't excuse them. It doesn't excuse why she's so manipulative and why she's so evil, you know? And I don't know, it's like, I want to like her. I want to have more things to like her about, and I want to understand her more. But the more I understand her, the more I understand that she's just the way she is because she's a bitch, you know? It's like, I can see why she would be that way, but the fact that we saw her being so manipulative before she was changed kind of overrides that. Now, in the same scene, we were back in the future, and Stefan came running in and was saying to Elena, why did you do that? Like, why did you go and talk to her? She's just going to tell you lies. To which he then walked up to her and called her a lying, manipulative bitch, which I know I have said that before, but to see Stefan say that, to see the anger in his voice when he says it, I think the love for her is truly gone. I think it is truly gone. I thought it was gone when he tried to kill her, but that fucking sealed the deal. To stand there and call someone that, Jesus Christ. And she deserves it, because it's true. It's true. She is lying. She is manipulative, and she is a bitch. She just brings it on herself, and it must be hard for her to hear Stefan say that to her, because she obviously still loves him, but you've done it to yourself, love. Now, we then moved on to the scene with Damon and Rose, where Rose revealed some very important information, which is that while as a young vampire, you may be able to switch your emotions off. You may just be able to flip the switch. When you get older, it isn't a thing anymore. The switch is gone. You just have to deal with your emotions, or you just pretend that they're not there, which was evident when Catherine was looking at the book and she saw the pictures of her parents, because it was while she was alone. No one else was around. No one was there to see how vulnerable she was. You saw her tear up when she was looking at her mother. And when she arrived at the house when the parents had been killed, she was very focused on her mother, and she evidently loved her mother. So I just love the idea that they haven't switched everything off. Maybe like Isabel, because as Isabel's still quite a young vampire, she can switch it off. As you get older, you can't anymore. And I love that concept. I love that they've brought that in, that the older you get, the more complicated it gets. Because it's true. You think the more memories you have, the more emotions you have throughout your lifetime, it's going to get tricky when you get older because it's like you've got overloaded. You've got so many memories and so many things that have happened in your life that to be able to just switch it off seems like such a cop-out. But from there, they did receive the call from Slater, which is when Elijah had manipulated him. It's still so, like, crazy in my mind that an original can compel another vampire, because I've been wondering this whole time, because we've never seen it, so I've always assumed that it was something that was impossible, and it may be impossible for normal vampires, but evidently not for the originals. My question is, still, is it because he's so old that he can do it? Or is it because he's an original? And what makes the originals different? How do you call yourself an original? Because is it simply they were the first ever vampires? But we knew of the time before the curse that vampires and werewolves were free to roam around and kill people. Were they actually the original vampires, or are they the only family left from those times? Right, I believe that covers everything, so on to question time. Right, first up, what did you think of Catherine's backstory, and does it change the way you feel about her character and why she is the way she is? Honestly, like I was saying before, it doesn't change the way I feel about her, because I still think she's a lying, manipulative bitch who is only looking out for herself, and she revealed that herself. She said it about herself. So it hasn't changed how I feel about her. It's helped me understand her. It's helped me understand why she is the way she is, but it doesn't excuse who she is. Like, we've seen her running for all this time. We know that she has never wanted to care about anyone because, like Rose said, the second you care about someone, it's a weakness. You're being held back. You're not able to look after yourself as well. So I understand why. I just don't agree with it. Right, next up, now that Elena has learned all of this info from Catherine and what happened to her, what do you think she would do now in relation to trying to protect her loved ones? I mean, being the way that Elena is, I think Elena is either going to want to be turned or she's going to want to kill herself, because Elena cares a lot about her family. She cares a lot about her friends. She doesn't want them to be hurt. So if it truly came down to the moment and it was going to happen, someone was going to get hurt, someone was going to die, I think she would try and kill herself. Now, I don't know if she would want to be a vampire. She doesn't evidently have a good opinion of vampires, because she doesn't have a good opinion of the way that Stefan is. Like, when Stefan was killing someone, when Caroline has killed someone, Elena's never been happy about it, because who would be? So I don't know if she would want to be a vampire, but I want her to. I want her to be a vampire. I want to see how that affects her character and the relationships around her, you know? It would just be a very interesting concept, and it will break the idea of the curse. But would the Vampire Diaries, as a TV show, as a drama show, allow the curse to be halted, or would they want the curse to be broken? I think they would want the curse to be broken. I think that we are going to end this arc with the Moonstone being broke. Well, I think we're going to end the arc with either somehow the curse being broken without Elena dying, or the way to stop the curse is going to be fucked up. Like, they're going to destroy the Moonstone or something, you know? I don't think they're just going to leave it as, oh, Elena turned, better luck next time. Right, next up, what are your thoughts on Elijah and the originals as a whole? Like last time, I'm loving it. I'm loving learning about the originals because, like I said, I've known about the originals since the very beginning. I've always known that they were a thing. It never really clicked until halfway through season 1 that they are the originals. It was always in my head that you have the original show, like, what's that? Blah, blah, blah. But then it clicked that they're the original vampires. Now, learning more about them has been so fucking interesting. And to see that they have different powers and more advanced versions of powers, like, they can't die the usual way. They can compel other vampires. Like, it's crazy. So I'm excited to see more about what they can do and more about them as a whole. Like, how many of them are there? Are there female originals? Because we've only known of Elijah and Klaus so far. And are they a biological family, or are they a family? A family of people who call themselves a family because they are the originals? Or are they actually related? Because I think that would make things a lot more complicated if they are. Right, next up. Now that Bonnie has met other witches and warlocks, how will it affect her, especially after finding out the father is working with Elijah? In terms of affecting Bonnie, I think that it's going to make Bonnie feel a lot better about herself and hopefully make her feel stronger within herself, because she's always been quite alone. Since her grandmother died, she's been alone with the witch thing. She can talk to Elena, she can talk to the other vampires about it, but she doesn't want to talk to the vampires. And what does Elena know about being a witch, you know? So it's nice that she actually has people around her. Whether the son is with the father in knowing his evil intentions, I don't know. I don't know if the son has caught onto it or what, but if he has and he's manipulating Bonnie, then I'll be so angry because I am sick of people manipulating Bonnie. I'm sick of Bonnie being taken advantage of. So I hope that he just wants to be her friend. But obviously, if something does develop between him and Bonnie, I'm not saying it will, because I would rather Bonnie and Jeremy. I would rather Bonnie and Jeremy get together than her and this random guy. Even though he's a warlock, I don't know. Her and Jeremy just have this nice energy, and I like Jeremy. I don't like this boy because his father was an asshole. And while I would not normally judge someone by their father, the fact that they both came into this town and the fact that they're both magical, it gives me a bad vibe that he's working with his father or he shares his father's beliefs and he is being influenced. You know, I have a bad vibe about him already. Right, next up, what is your opinion on the sacrifices that are necessary to break the curse, and do you think the curse will be broken? I don't think the show itself are going to leave the curse up in the air. I don't think they're going to just think of the curse as, oops, better luck next time. I think they're going to do something. Either the curse is going to be broken or it's never going to be able to be broken. They could actually, thinking about it, they could fuck with the curse and make it so that Tyler's side win. Make it so that vampires can never get the curse taken off, but werewolves can. You know, that would be another interesting route to go down. But yeah, I don't think they're going to leave it up in the air, so something's going to happen. I don't know what yet. In terms of the sacrifices, I was thinking before that Bonnie would just have to cast it. She might not die. But the fact that Elijah has the other warlock now, it makes me think that we've seen that different magic can do different things. Different magic can draw more energy out of the caster than others. I think that Bonnie might die when she does it, and that's why they're recruiting Bonnie. But the fact that it's Bonnie, Tyler, Caroline, and Elena, there's no way the curse is going to be broken. No way that all of them are going to die. I like the idea of it. I like the idea that you would have to sacrifice a vampire, witch, werewolf, human. Like, you have to have all different parts of the puzzle. You have to have them all there together to do it. It makes sense, but I don't know. And lastly, what did you think of Nina's acting this episode, having to play Catherine and Elena interacting with each other? Oh my God, it didn't even process to me that she's talking to herself. Like, my brain has so clearly separated the characters that it's crazy that was the same person acting. Wow, that alone truly shows how good of an actress she is, that she's able to convince me that this is two different people, because at no point did I think that was the same actress doing it. Wow, God, that question has broke my mind, and it's so fucking simple. How did it not process to me that Nina was talking to herself? They're so different. She has such a good range of acting because she can really act the hell out of both of them. Because you're getting a lot of emotion from Elena. You're getting a lot of, she's finding out these things. She's getting emotional about the fact that it's her fault and that she's going to die or she's going to turn, like, she can't get out of this. But then you've also got Catherine so nonchalant telling her. But then also you're seeing Catherine still in her hard exterior with tears forming over her mother. Like, Nina did one hell of a job this episode. Damn. It must get very tiring for her as well, having to play both characters, because that's a lot of time and energy she's spending. So yeah, I'm excited to see more of them, but like, for her sake, I hope they don't have too many scenes together, because that is a lot of acting. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching another fantastic episode. I've left a link down below to my Patreon. We'll be able to find the early and uncut reactions to the Vampire Diaries and all the other shows that I do. If you enjoyed my reaction, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.